Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm the Filmmaker and I love movies. Welcome back to the Filmmaker Talks. Of course, the movie talking live stream on YouTube. We are live. We're experiencing a couple of technical difficulties. I'm just going to add Blu View now, see if you can hear me. Okay, guys, sorry about this. Right, Blu View. Is everything
Yeah,
okay?
I can hear you now. I can
Perfect.
hear you now. I don't know.
Ran
I don't know
into
what happened there.
problems in the run-up to the stream. We couldn't hear each other, but now everything looks good. Sorry about spamming the comments there, people, if you can see that. We did run into a few problems. So, yes, that's why the slightly late start to the stream. Of course, I'm, back with Blu View from last week, my good friend, because it's always good to have some company on the streams. Of course, the link to his channel is in the description as well. So we've got Winslow here with us. Welcome, Winslow.
You're
James,
live today.
Hector, welcome, Hector. Now, today what we're doing in the stream is, you can ask us questions, obviously, but we're going to also run through a few new films that we've watched, relatively new, 7500 is like the latest release that we're going to talk about today. Then there's The Lighthouse and Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which Blu View actually watched last night, didn't you, Blu View?
Yeah, I watched it last night for the first time. Yeah.
And I do have something set up so we can, like have a bit of a poster frame so people know what we're talking about. But I don't know if I can see the comments. I don't know if I can go off it, but Winslow's put
Just
this.
make sure. I don't know if it's looked like it. Like I can't speak. So when I'm looking at I don't know how to say it. The camera's there, but I don't know if you can see me as like I don't. My eyes are my eyes looking at the camera or my eyes looking at the screen? And now are my eyes looking at the screen or?
They just look like they're just looking at us. It doesn't.
Okay, because I don't know. I feel like they're looking away because my camera's there. Anyway, that's
No,
fine. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Couldn't speak for some reason.
Oh, that's all right. But Winslow just put, you guys pick up anything from the new Arrow sale? Are you Blu View?
I've been looking. I may pick up The Thing and The Endless if they're in it, or maybe something else. But I'm not a huge Arrow fan. But I will probably pick up those for $2.15. But that sale's like always on. I don't know why, but it seems to always be on. So I'm not in any rush. But it's my birthday tomorrow, so I may get a bit of money. So I may, be able to snag a few of them, which will be cool.
Yeah. Is it Arrow in general? So is it Arrow Video and Arrow Academy?
I think it's just Arrow Video, but
right. I prefer Arrow Academy. They do a lot better films. Arrow Video just seems to be
the Academy ones are much better. Yeah, I love the Academy titles, but definitely.
But I'm thinking about getting The Apartment on Arrow Academy. That looks.
Really I've got The Apartment. Yeah, it's really nice. Really nice.
Hector says, I watched The Lovebirds last night on Netflix and it was just okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
I've heard of it.
It was meant to go to theatrical release. I watched it on Netflix, and to be honest, it belongs on Netflix. I was shocked when I watched the film to discover that it was actually meant to be for cinemas because it just looks so streaming movie. It just
Who was on it? Who was in it? Was there any actors or actresses?
I forget the name. The one guy's like a comedian, and he's going to be in the new Marvel Eternals film. I always
forget. Is he the Asian guy? Is
it Camille?
Oh yeah, he was in Stuber, wasn't he?
Yeah, that thing.
One, yeah. I saw the I saw that on Netflix. I didn't watch it though. I didn't really have any interest in it really.
Yeah. So we've got No Parking. Welcome. Ewan Moorfield. It's going very well, thank you, Ewan.
Thank you for asking.
We've got some very early happy birthday wishes for you, Blu View.
Yeah, thank you very much, Hector. Happy. Thank you, James.
And Up the Mighty Reds.
Yeah, very much, Winslow. Yeah, very much. Good stuff, Winslow. I like Winslow. He has a very good profile picture and he, supports a great team. I like that.
I've got today they added Carlton's Way on Netflix. It's amazing.
Brian De Palma, that isn't it? Yeah, I need to watch that one actually. I need to watch that.
Thank
I don't even
you.
have the Blu-ray.
I know that Netflix have just added loads of great films today, so I may check that out. If it's Brian De Palma, it should be good. But it can be a bit hit and miss, I think.
He made a new film very recently.
Was
I
it
can't remember
Domino?
what it was called. Domino. Oh, it was really bad. I
Horrendous.
watched 30 minutes of it and I turned it off.
Horrendous. I watched the whole thing.
That was
so,
really bad.
I don't understand the great director like Brian De Palma.
I know, Scarface.
Budget,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like low budget. It's rubbish. It's flat. It's TV.
Was it straight? Was it straight to DVD? Was it? I don't even think it got a cinema release.
Horrendous. I can't believe it. And then there was I don't think you got up to this point. Maybe you did. There's some kind of terrorist attack at a movie.
I've forgotten the film. I watched it a year ago for 30 minutes.
And what they do is
I watched it for free, and I just couldn't watch it really. It was terrible. It was really bad.
I can't believe it, but yeah, probably the worst film of 2019.
Was that 2019?
I think it
was. I thought, wow, I forgot to put that on my list. Then I put Cats as my worst. But that was pretty worse than Cats. Yeah, those sort of really overly violent movies, I'm just not too keen on them. I mean, I like violent films, but the violence has to be justified.
Yeah,
that was just it was just really unreal. I hated it. Yeah.
We've got Hector. He says, I thought it looked more like a Netflix movie than the actual movie.
Yeah, I agree, Hector. I agree, Hector.
Yeah. And it was, it wasn't, and Netflix just got it on their service. They didn't, put any money into it, essentially. So it's,
it was really bad. It was bad.
And
I don't know if he's going to make another film, though. I'm not sure.
I think he is, but
Luton Town will get promoted next season.
Is here.
Yeah. What league are they in? Is it League 1 or 2 or Championship? I don't really pay much attention to the Championship, really. I pay attention to the Championship, not League 1 or League 2. I don't know if you know anything about football, Filmmaker, but...
No, I don't. Jake is an expert, and if no one knows this...
I'm guessing you're a Luton supporter then, Jake.
He's... I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but Jake is a good friend of mine, personal friend of mine, and he's actually a filmmaker with me. He was in...
Oh, really?
The Hyde documentary. That's
was he? Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really good guy, and we're making a film together.
That's great. Yeah. Is that all confidential, that new film?
Kind of. I'll give you like a hint of the story, but that's...
Blood
in the Trees. That's the title.
So how many people are watching the stream now? Is it? I don't think I can see it.
6 people watching.
That's good.
But I don't know how accurate that is because it's through StreamYard. But
yeah.
You remind me of a young Big Paulie.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. Which one of us? I mean,
who are you talking to?
I don't know. Which one of us? Which one?
Yeah. Will you guys be going to cinema when they open? Personally, I won't feel comfortable yet. Well,
I definitely will, but
the cinema date has been pushed back. It was going to be
because we're getting a lot of second waves now, aren't we? Like, is it Leicester has gone back into lockdown? I think Leicester. Yeah. And then a few other areas are now going back into lockdown. I think as we've been easing, I think we've eased a little too early, and a lot of people are kind of getting into the mindset that it's over, but we're far from over. And I think everyone needs to just go out as little as possible,
I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah, I'll be going to watch Empire Strikes Back. That'll be pretty epic.
It's going to be chaos. So this weekend when the restaurants open back up.
Yeah, I was thinking of going for an Indian, but I don't think I'm going to be going.
Yeah, where I work, they're not even opening on Saturday because it's going to open back up on the Monday.
It is. It's crazy. It really is. But yeah, it's worrying as well, though. I hope we don't get a second spike. I hope I can go back to school in September.
I really hope so, but we should have had a big spike by now because protests have happened like more than 2 weeks ago now.
Well, we've still got like 150 deaths a day. It's still really bad. But I mean, our government has dealt with it terribly, but we're going to have to wait and see, I think. And I know politics here. No politics here.
We've had Chris S says, "Are you guys excited for Tenet?"
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. I really am, but I still don't know what it's about. And again, I think in the last stream, I think that kind of builds the mystique of the film, how we don't know what it's about.
It does, definitely.
We just know it's going to be probably a fantastic Nolan film.
Yeah, it should be.
So after we answered comment from Vinyl James and Jake, we're going to go on to our opinion on the first film. So Vinyl James just says, watch Doctor Sleep. What else can you recommend from that director? That would be Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan. I've not... The Haunting
of Hill House was his...
The Haunting of Hill House, I've heard, is really good.
That's a Netflix horror series.
That's one for you. But I'm sure you'll enjoy that if you like sort of horror. But I've not watched any of his work. I've got Doctor Sleep on order, the director cut on 4K. So as soon as I get that, I'll be watching it. But I've been really finding it hard to get the director's cut with the 4K for some reason.
I was wanting to get that, and I looked on HMV, and there's so many different cuts of the film. It's like,
just watch the director. I've heard the director is the best one, so I'm gonna watch I've ordered mine from Australia though, so it's gonna take quite a while.
The director's cut on Blu-ray is actually £10 on HMV, but they've sold out.
Yeah, my HMV only had the regular edition with no director's cut, and I really don't watch the theatrical. I've heard the theatrical is much worse than the director.
Really, I watched the theatrical.
James, did you watch the directors or the theatrical?
He watched the directors.
Director's cut. Okay. Well, I saw in your letterbox review that you said there were a few things you didn't like. So that's why I've heard. I've heard a few scenes are a bit misplaced. But I mean, The Shining is one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to that very much.
Jake
said Shining on 4K.
Luton
Championship. Yeah. I don't pay much attention to the Championship really. I just don't find it very interesting.
Is that below?
That's one below the Premier League. Then you got League One, League Two, and then the Conference Leagues. But I hope they do, Jake, for your sake.
Got Hector. Netflix added The Town here in the US. I'm so excited to watch it.
That's a really good film.
Ben Affleck. On Netflix UK. It was on Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon. I think it still is on Amazon. Yeah, that's a really good film though. One of my favorite Ben Affleck movies. It was really good. I think.
Solid film.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing I'm going to scream about, but it's a good film. It's worth watching. Definitely. I agree.
Scary Terry. We've got movie I fell asleep with Gemini Man. What do you think about it? Have you
seen I've seen. I'd say an hour of it. It was really weird. I found it really hard. I think Nicholas had the same problem. I watched it at home illegally, I must say, but it just looked so. I couldn't look at it for more than 3 seconds without my eyes stinging. It was really weird.
Filmed it in I think it's I don't know the exact number, but it's like 100 frames per second. So
it was ridiculous. So you can't look at it for more than 5 seconds.
Video game smoothness.
It's horrible. I think the Will Smith was the replica. Will Smith was the only really thing I'd give the movie credit for. But for Ang Lee, I mean, he's a really good director. He's made like Life of Pi, which is a really, really good film. So I was very disappointed. But the trailers were atrocious, so I didn't expect much. But it was really bad though.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was
really
bad.
I was thinking about watching it because I do like Clive Owen, who's also in the film.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Children of Men, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic in Children of Men.
Yeah, Children of Men. Yeah.
It is on Now TV, so I may throw it on, see how it is one day.
I mean, I just don't think it's a point. There's so much you probably haven't watched. I mean, great movies. I don't know if there's. I mean, if you want to watch a film that you won't like, watch it. But I am 99% sure you'll at least not like it or even hate it.
I just want to see how it looks. Like,
it's really weird.
I'll turn it off, but I just find it interesting, just a high frame rate.
I don't know how it got past, production looking so atrocious. I don't know how that happened,
Anyway, we've got No Parking. He says, did you know your intro song was from Brazil, the film? Yes, I did. Yes. That was it.
I don't know.
I've never seen Brazil. But I want to.
Is it an English? Is it like an English or American film, or is it a foreign movie?
It's American, I think. It's done by Terry Gilliam. It's got De Niro in.
Oh, okay.
De
Niro.
Yeah.
I watched that.
Crazy film. It's on Amazon Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime.
I'll watch that. I've got Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am gonna check it out because there's But anyway, I'm just going to try and load up this now, guys. Just
Which
so
one are we doing first?
Well, now you can see we've got 700
yes.
Portrait of Lady on Fire.
Lovely.
And that, but I don't, because I would like to do this, but then if I exit, I'd like to do the comments, so I don't know if I can. So I think we'll just have to keep it like this, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I think we'll do 7500 first, since that's the latest release.
Yeah, definitely.
And Theo Films is here, actually. Welcome, Theo. And you're saying that
Theo, how are
American,
you?
And it's amazing. Well, I can't wait to watch it, because of course my filmmaker theme is from Brazil, and it's a great piece of music.
Yeah.
We'll just go from Hector. Gemini Man looked like something that would be more acceptable in the mid-90s than in today's.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely, and the concept of the film was, it was just so basic and, so weird. I don't know how Will Smith got intel into that film. I don't understand that at all, really.
Yeah. We've got Nicholas. Welcome. It's fine, Nicholas, that you're late and glad you're here. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be talking about the new film that hit Amazon Prime. It's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in, and it's 7500.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, when I first, heard of this film, I looked at the Letterboxd ratings, and it was pretty average. The film just didn't look good. It didn't look bad. But for me, I actually really enjoyed the film. I thought it was really suspenseful. I loved how the film was just in the cockpit, because if none of you know, it's basically like is it real? There's some kind of terrorist attack going on a plane.
What do you mean? I mean, is it based on real events?
Yeah, is it based on real events?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's just made up. But obviously, something like this has probably happened in the past.
Yeah.
I think.
And so we follow. It could have been a film about the experience of a passenger on this plane, but no, it was about, and that could have been another film entirely. But we have the film about the co-pilot of the plane, and he cannot, under no circumstances, open the door to the cockpit to let these terrorists in. And I found it very suspenseful, and their moments were shocking and thrilling. As far as negatives go, I do think for a 90-minute film, it did feel long for some reason. It just felt like it was going on for way too long, even though it was 90 minutes. And it just felt in moments a bit too flat. And the kid, or the teenage actor in the film, who plays one of the terrorists, who we kind of sympathize with, could get a little annoying when he was screaming all the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though it probably would have been it's probably a realistic performance, but while I'm watching a film, I don't want to have a kid screaming all the time. It's got on my
No, I agree. Definitely.
So, what do you think, Blu View? What was your opinion on the film?
I think a lot of the stuff you said was true. I've got a few notes here about it. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt was phenomenal. He won't win an Oscar or anything, but I really did think he was good. And for being just stuck in a cockpit, I thought he was really good. I think this is probably one of my favourite performances of the year so far. Obviously, we've not had much, but I still think it was a really good performance. I thought the tension in the first two acts certainly was really high. That's bringing on some my real criticism with the film was the third act. I don't want to spoil it because I guess a lot of you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
The tension, something happens that results in the tension kind of just disappearing. And there's a lot of character interaction. And for me personally, the tension is what made the film pass by really quickly. And as soon as you get into the third act, it just felt like a bit of it kind of dragged a bit, which was my only real criticism with the movie. That is definitely a real criticism of the film. But I love, the claustrophobia of the film, being stuck in the cockpit, and obviously really the cinematography for just being stuck in a cockpit was actually, I thought it was really impressive. But yeah, and I also thought the ending was very abrupt. I didn't really, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, an ending being very abrupt. But I think for this film, it would have been good if we got a bit of clarification as to what happened, because we just didn't really know what happened in the end. But again, I mean, for a first a directional debut, I thought it was really good, and for an Amazon movie, it's good as well. That's what I thought.
Yeah, anyway. I agree.
It's a good film. I would recommend it though if you've got Amazon Prime and you've got an hour and a half to burn. It's a really solid movie. It's really solid.
And I know you do your ratings out of 100. So what would you give this film out of 100?
Well, I'd probably give it around 60, 65.
Mm.
It's probably been quite harsh, but I think the third act is the only really factor that
Yeah.
tells me to give it below that. And it is quite it's not generic, but it's nothing we've not seen before.
Mm.
But I still think, I mean, a 65 out of 100 for an Amazon Prime film, I still think it's worth the watch.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of my favorite Amazon Prime movies now, since I've not really loved any Amazon Prime films, and this one is quite close to that. I thought it was really good.
Mm. Yeah, I would probably give it 3.6, 3.7 out of 5.
Yeah, it's a good film. It's
I
a
was
really good
surprised
film.
at the quality. I wasn't expecting much, and I went in and I
I
was
thought
thrilled for the
I
first
thought
time.
the camera work was really nice. How they
Yeah, I like
moved the camera in the cockpit. I really liked that. I thought it was a
I
really
like
good looking movie, very
the,
polished.
the blues and the greens. That was
Yeah, definitely. You can see it in the poster.
yeah.
Sort of blues,
That,
turquoise, greens. Really
and
nice
also
looking movie.
the CGI or the green screen, whatever it was, to like. I never doubted that. Oh, behind them is the green screen when they're in the plane and you see it around the cockpit. It looked pretty realistic, if you ask
No,
me.
it did. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, there's probably a small budget to this film,
Yeah,
but yeah, really, really good looking movie. Really solid, great performance. I would recommend it to really pretty much anyone. I
yeah.
really would. Definitely, I definitely agree there. It's a good film. Very good film.
We've just got some comments from people. We've got James saying that he enjoyed it. It was tense. He agrees that it was how it was filmed. Just one view was effective.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and we just got here we are. D. Holyoke saying hello, welcome.
Holyoke.
Great to see you here. Chris Peacock.
Yeah, it was a good film.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, no parking. We've gone over how Brazil's on Amazon Prime, and
Thank you.
we've got. So this is to you, Blu View. What would you give
Uh,
Gentleman out of 100?
like 15, maybe 10. It was
Ooh.
really poor. I mean, I don't like to give films
I mean,
below 10
for a
unless they're.
film that you didn't finish, it's
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I enjoy seeing Will Smith on the screen. I always enjoy seeing Will Smith, so I'm probably being quite generous, but
yeah,
I do have a soft spot for Ang Lee. So I'm not going to give it below 10. I'll probably give it a 10 out of. I mean, it's still an atrocious rating. It's less than 1 star, but still, it's really bad.
yeah.
I've got to say.
All right, moving on to Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I'll hand over the stage to Blu View to introduce the film to us, since he watched it tonight, so it's kind of more fresh in the mind for Blu View. So just like to kick us off, what did you think of Portrait of a Lady on Fire?
Well, going into it, I remember I'd heard non-stop good things about it. I think Chris Stuckman gave it an A+. It's only, I think, one of 3 A+s he gave last year. Mark Hamill loved it. Pretty much everyone loved it. So I was a bit optimistic, and I was a bit worried that I'd watch a movie that I maybe wasn't too fond of. But really, in the end, all I got was something I'd never experienced before. I think the performances were great, and the direction was great as well. I think I have touched upon the cinematography. The cinematography was just beautiful. I just love the blues, the sort of creams of the sand, and obviously the dresses, the greens and the reds. I think the color scheme of the film was just mesmerizing, and the ending. The filmmaker did message me before I watched the movie, saying the ending was spectacular, and I've got to say that didn't make me think, is it going to be that good? But I've got to say the ending really was something special. It wasn't, a twist ending or anything. You don't need a twist ending. It was just a simple ending, yet it was blooming effective.
Very powerful.
Really effective, really powerful.
So powerful.
Annoying thing is that my brother actually walked in during the ending shot, which was a bit annoying. But yeah, in the end, you really get engrossed into it. I thought the dialogue was great. It really is something special. It really is something special, and is probably one of the best French films I've seen. I've not seen too many, but it really is good. It's a really good film. I don't really know what to say that's bad about it. I don't think there is anything. I think the symbolism it has is great. Some really good quotes in there. I love the quote when the mum said laughter or something along these lines, that to laugh you have to have 2 people. Really nice quote. Yeah. But yeah, I think the theme that the themes it followed. The themes of fulfillment, obviously females' place in society at that time. Also the theme of like how are you seen, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just thought it all tied together in the end, and it was just special. It was just special. That's all I can say, really.
So very positive words from Blu View.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what to say that was bad about it. I honestly don't know what to say. I mean, I've got the Blu-ray, so I'll be watching it again, definitely. Yeah, it honestly was perfect, but yeah, it's special. I'm definitely going to check more of Celine Sciamma's work. I have not seen any of her other films, so I will be checking them out.
Yeah, I just agreed with everything with what you said there, because one of the main things, of course, was the cinematography, and I remember people, making a point to say how good the cinematography was, and I was thinking, okay, let me see for myself, how good is this? Because from the trailers, I thought, well, but the quality, it isn't just the way the film looks, the colors and everything, and people have compared it to looking like a painting, which, well, yeah, it's appropriate, it's about a painter. But just the quality of the film. Anyway, I first watched it on my iPod.
Yeah.
I rented it on the Curzon website, I think where it debuted in the UK, and it's still, astonishing. The quality.
No, it does.
Yeah.
It won't get one, but I would love to see a 4K release. It won't get one, obviously, but that would be something special. Yeah. I wish I went to go and see it in the cinema. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do wish that. It was right before COVID really came. It was in the cinema, then COVID came, and then all the cinemas shut. But it is a special film. Definitely go check it out. If you don't like foreign movies, give this one a go. I think I'd personally say watch this one over Parasite, but that's just my opinion.
Oh yeah,
but it is.
Yeah.
I like Parasite. Don't get me wrong. It's a 4 out of 5 movie, but this is a 5 out of 5 for me. This is something special. Definitely go check it out if you have not done so already.
And something you didn't mention is that I really love the aspect of the film that being the music and the sounds in the film was all diegetic, so there was no sound.
Yeah, I think the music. I remember I read something that the music really only represented their feelings. I thought that was really unique. I've never seen that before, but obviously did contribute to the whole sort of feel of the movie. And I've got to touch upon a simple thing the movie did was just the relationship between the two. You really cared about these characters from the first really real scene. I cared about her for some reason, and as the film went on, the character development just made me care about her. Both characters, both of the main characters, more and more and more and more. Yeah, it's just I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to fault. It's special, and I think over time, I think now with Parasite, I think foreign cinema really is, at the level of Hollywood, if not better than Hollywood, I'd say, personally.
Yeah, that's really great. I was just thinking of something. But the romance in the film didn't feel forced as well. That's what I would think.
Yeah, that's something that I really get. I mean, I think with LGBT movies, I've always found them a bit cringy. I like Love, Simon, for example. It's really cliche and cringy. I do love Call Me by Your Name, but it didn't have the same impact that this movie had on me. I can't think of any others. Probably Moonlight is the same as this one, but the love and the acting and everything just contributed to two characters that you really felt that you really cared for, and you actually it was really realistic. But some films are very cliche, but this film is completely new. I've never seen anything like it. And it is just something special. It is just really. I've said it loads, but it's just special. Just special is how I describe it.
The sound design is just beautiful. Now I'm just thinking about it now. How just the waves crashing against the rocks, the crackle of the fire.
Yeah, I agree.
So vivid. You can hear every sound, even when she cuts a bit of cheese. Everything just feels so natural and calm.
Yeah, I agree. There wasn't a blurting soundtrack over it of an epic score. You could hear the interaction, which made it more realistic and more feasible. Yeah, and I don't know what to say that's bad with it. It's one of those films that you just can't really fault.
Yeah, well, those positive words have really want me to watch the film again, Blu View, because I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it again. I need to watch this one again.
Because I first watched it, obviously, the Curzon, and then I got a free trial for Mubi, and it debuted a Mubi, so I quickly went to watch it. But I am definitely going to get it on Blu-ray. Definitely give it a third watch because I may, enjoy it more.
I would probably just buy it now because the current releases don't really deteriorate in price. And I bought it for 15. And I don't know, it's quite a small release, so I don't really see it going down in price. But again, that's just my take. But I personally don't see it going down in price.
Yeah. We just got a few more comments here. Eric, thank you for joining. If you're still watching, great to have you here. Got Chris S. He says, "Does anyone know where you can watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire in Canada?"
I'm sure you have the Blu-ray over there. I mean, I know America has a Criterion and a Blu-ray, so I'm sure you can watch the Blu-ray. I'm sure of that.
Very lucky for the Criterion in America, though.
Yeah, you are blooming lucky. I'd love to get that.
We've got No Parking. He says that, or she says it was showed at the Cannes Film Festival at first beside Parasite in the Tarantino film, and it won Best Screenplay.
Yeah, I'm sure it deserved it, definitely.
Cannes Film Festival, you just watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, and then Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
3 phenomenal movies.
Wow.
3 phenomenal. That would be special.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Toronto as well. So that'd be really cool.
But personally, I say it doesn't deserve it. Parasite is way better.
Yeah, that's, I can see why. I think Filmmaker, would you agree with that?
I think Parasite is better just because for a film slightly over 2 hours, you're never bored. You never take your eyes away from the screen. No. The pacing is just perfect. And that lends itself to the structure of the film as well, the way what happens, and then the turning point in the middle of the film, and that whole sequence in the middle that just has you on the edge of your seat and just thinking, what am I watching? This is brilliant. And then all the way to the third act as well. It just, the rhythm of the film is fantastic.
I do love Parasite. I gave it an 8 out of 100. I probably stand by that. I've only watched it once. I don't know how I've not watched it again.
Watch it again.
But I personally think Portrait of a Lady on Fire is superior. That's just my opinion. We have different opinions.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire is a lot more quiet and a lot more, slow.
I think it's trying to say less as well. Parasite was a really political film. And as much as I enjoy talking about politics, you do get a bit bored of it. And they're still 2 phenomenal films, though. Phenomenal movies.
I've got James. He says, "Is there any difference in cuts, or would you say quality, to standard Blu-ray versus Criterion?"
No,
I don't
think so. Anyway, I think with Criterion you just get more extras. I'd probably say, and obviously a nicer looking Blu-ray as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you really want to watch this badly,
you should, Nicholas. I'm sure you'd enjoy it.
Nicholas, go watch it, definitely.
Has Nicholas seen Parasite?
That's a good question. Nicholas, have you seen Parasite?
Have you seen Parasite?
I can't remember if you have.
If you've not, these 2 should be your 2 next films. To watch.
So tell us, have you seen Parasite, Nicholas? Theo, he says, Parasite and Portrait are equal. Both are perfect, especially the screenplays. Yeah,
the screenplays were
how Portrait was not even nominated for an Oscar, not a one Oscar.
Well, it got Les Mis got the nomination for foreign feature for France. I don't know why. I've not watched Les Mis. It could be a masterpiece. I don't know, but I think this could have rivaled Parasite. But Parasite was going to win anyway. But
I just don't get why you need one film from a country.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It is weird. I think the best films should get nominated regardless of where they're from. And obviously the Oscars don't know what the best film is, but this should have got a nomination at least. It's one of the best films I've seen in the past few years, definitely.
And it's more
I agree with you.
More talked about than Les Mis.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no one talks about Les Mis still. No one. People are still watching this film today.
I was going to say something else now. Oh well then. We've got James. He says Parasite will be hard to top for me. He gave it a 4.5.
Yeah, it's a special film. It really was.
For me, Parasite is a 5 out of 5. I rarely go for 5 out of 5, but Parasite for me is. And Nicholas has seen Parasite. That's great.
That's good stuff.
It was deserving for the Best Picture win. Highly agree, Nicholas. Highly agree.
Good stuff, Nicholas. I would have given it to Portrait probably. Oh no, I would have given it to the Lighthouse actually, but
Yeah.
Yes.
So here we go. We've got The Lighthouse. So I'll start us off with this
You
one.
go.
I've seen The Lighthouse twice now. I watched it from the HMV first edition. Now, unfortunately, I didn't like it as much on the second watch, but I think this for me is a very special film because I did watch this interview between the director Robert Eggers and I think his name was Mark Jenkins. He did a film called Bait. They're quite similar.
Yeah, I need to get that. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's very good, very interesting. And he said that it's pretty much this film is pretty much the same scene done over again because when how they're sat with each other, and it's the little differences that are really interesting from a screenplay perspective as well, and how just how when I first watched it, I was conflicted. I thought this is too much like The Shining, because of course you've got characters that are in isolated area, then they go quite crazy. But then when I watched it for a second time, yes, it kind of lends and borrows from that kind of structure, you could say, but it's about so many different things that you can't really comprehend. I remember James, he watched it. I'll put it up here. He says he struggled with The Lighthouse. Maybe Eggers is trying to put you in the mindset of these characters by having it quite repetitive, having it quite blunt and gritty, but the cinematography as well, going on about the look of the film, is lovely.
Every shot could make a picture on my wall. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the one up there. That's just one of the iconic shots of those two. And talking of those two, Patterson and Defoe, phenomenal performances by both. Especially, I really like Defoe in this one. The film is really about the two characters and the relationship and what happens with them. And yeah, what would you say? And I wonder if Wynn's still watching as well. We're bringing up The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I mean he's probably happy, but going into it, I liked The Witch. I respected The Witch, but I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I was a bit skeptical. But I remember watching the trailers. I was just blown away by the trailers. They were just incredible. I think I can't remember which film I watched. I saw the Lighthouse trailer for the first time, and I looked. Me and my dad and I just looked at each other, and we were just like, "What the hell was that?" But we were so engrossed by it. My dad never ended up watching it, but yeah. So what I loved about it, cinematography. I think this is possibly my favorite looking film ever. Probably quite a bold statement, but I think the cinematography was just something special. I think as good as Robert Pattinson was, I think Willem Dafoe was superior. I think this is one of the best performances I've seen in however since I was born. I think Willem Dafoe just took this role on and took it on with a storm because he was just phenomenal. And I thought the links it had to Greek mythology. And I loved the thing of, I think there's a little myth that a seagull contains the soul of like a dead seaman. And I think it's just really clever how all those little, the little Greek mythology stuff and the little tales from the old days, go into this movie and make it even crazier. But I think it's also important not to overanalyze the film because once you overanalyze it, I guess it normalizes it a bit. But if you don't analyze it, you're just put there with, I don't know how long the film is, 1 hour 45, 2 hours of utter madness, and you'll be sitting there for 2 hours thinking, what the hell am I watching? But for some reason I enjoyed it, even though every second of it I hated, if that makes any sense. It is just something to save you. And I remember my friend and I went to go and see it together, and after, he's not that big of a film fan. I mean, he likes movies like everyone, but not like me. But after he came out of it, and we just both looked at each other, and we were just like, what the hell did we just watch? And honestly, on the night after seeing it, I thought I'd gone crazy.
Wow.
It's a descent into madness, and it's one of the best films I've ever seen. I've only seen it once, so that is saying something. It really is a special movie, and I love Portrait of a Lady on Fire, but somehow, you got two films this year, and they're two of my favorite films ever. And let's not even talk about 1917, Parasite, all the other great films. But these two are two special films, two really good movies that I'd recommend to everyone. Yeah, I really would. Lighthouse is just, it's incredible, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how you say not to overanalyze the film. How you kind of, as you said, and everyone else is saying, you know, when you finish the film, you just ask yourself, what the hell did you just watch?
Yeah.
Which is very fascinating to me because I watched a film a couple of weeks ago called Walkabout, and my friend Jake loves the film, and I didn't get it, and it was almost like the same experience with the Lighthouse. Now, it's subject matter and everything is completely different, but it's just the open-endedness of it, like how one person can watch it and love it, the other person can watch it and hate
Yeah, I
it,
agree. I agree.
and how it's just open-ended. It's up to you to interpret what you just watched. What I'm trying to get at here, and that's what some people may find, you know, fault with the film. You
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
people want clear-cut answers. They don't want to think for themselves, in a sense. But and it can work. You know, films like 2001: Space Odyssey, for instance, that's quite very much in the third act. You kind of got to make up for what you just watched. And so for a film like The Lighthouse, for me, it, like when you said the Greek mythology and different folk tales, that for me gets, you know, me quite scared, as it's kind of marketed as a horror film. And I remember I think it's based off some kind of real.
So when you say it's a good thing or a bad thing,
Yeah.
that it's quite, it doesn't really tell you what's going on. Is that a good thing or a bad thing in your eyes?
Depends what the film is.
No, I mean in terms of The Lighthouse.
In terms of Lighthouse, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that everyone can come out and say that was The Lighthouse, was this, The Lighthouse was that. Every person's reaction is going to be different in a way, even if it's quite little. No one's going to take this movie on and just say that's what happened, that's what I think. Everyone's version is going to be different. For example, like Toy Story, we'll come out of it feeling sorry for certain characters, you know, stuff like that, and that's like most Hollywood. I think The Lighthouse is so special because you come out not really knowing what you've just seen, yet for some reason kind of knowing what you've just seen. And I mean, for the whole night, I was just thinking, was that what happened? Or was that what happened? Was it all a dream? Was it real? And I think that's just what's so good about it is, you know, no one really knows. You can't prove anything. Robert Eggers hasn't said anything. And the ending, what does that mean? It's just, that's what I love about it. You know, no one really knows what happened, but for some reason, so many people think it's one of the best films from last year in the US and from this year here. That's why I think it's so great about The Lighthouse.
Yeah. I was going to add something on there, but that is a great point. You know, just opened for interpretation. And some people
I think that's great.
Some people don't like that. And again, it depends on the film. Just going back to Walkabout, how it's bizarre. It's done by Nicholas Roeg, by the way.
Blu View. Don't Look Now is that? Yeah.
And I do have to watch Walkabout again, but again, I just some films you just don't really get the point to.
Definitely.
But I think you can't hate the film because, as you said, like someone's going to leave Toy Story loving, you know, we all kind of feel the same way. But for a very special film to come along and for you to watch and for you to go out kind of, you know, think for what it is for yourself, then that film deserves recognition. It deserves.
I agree. I certainly agree there.
On that point, you're going to mark the film up for just how.
No, yeah, I think.
Again, you could get bad films. You could have a bad film that tries to replicate this, but you've got to be very precise with it. And I think Robert Eggers knows what he's doing. He's not just some terrible filmmaker who just thinks, "Oh, I can make it."
He's a great filmmaker.
Or terrible screenwriter who just can't figure out what's going on in their own story. Because he obviously knows what's going on.
Yeah, no, he obviously has an idea, but
yeah.
I think I love to say that maybe even he doesn't know really what he made. He just made something that he has an interpretation of, and the audience has an interpretation of. I think that's just what is so great about it.
Talking about this again, I mean, I'm going to definitely get Portrait of a Lady on Fire on Blu-ray and definitely watch The Lighthouse again because this discussion Blu View has really gotten me.
Yeah, I mean, they are two. I mean, you've got The Lighthouse, but they are two.
Yeah.
special movies, and I can't really believe they came out in the same year. I
Yeah.
really can't believe that. I mean, last year and this year, obviously we have different release dates. I think last year, in terms of US releases, is probably the best year of cinema I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Probably since I
Yeah,
was
I
born.
definitely
Probably
agree with that. Yeah.
just unreal, absolutely unreal.
So we've got lots of comments came through. We've got Chris saying he found it interesting. Can't say I loved it. Probably give it a rewatch.
Yeah,
I think
definitely. I think everyone's going to find it interesting, aren't they? I
think
mean,
again,
it's such
a
an interesting
film,
film.
a film that demands to be revisited and watched again.
Yeah, definitely.
Needs some kind of
Needs recognition.
merit for the.
Yeah, I agree. I perfectly agree with that.
Says, haven't seen The Lighthouse. Really want to though. But Eggers' first film, The Witch, was just a-okay for me.
Yeah, I think the same here. It was good. It was good. I thought it.
So I'll have to check.
I would recommend it. I would recommend it. It's a decent film, but it's not nowhere near The Lighthouse in my eyes. But I could see why you think it was.
Got Winslow, the Lighthouse biggest fan. He says, "Love The Lighthouse. Heard people say take the aspect ratio on black and white, and it's not as good." Which is silly to say.
No, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, you cannot really picture the film if it was in color. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't. It just.
But I mean, what's the point of saying that? I mean, it's in the aspect ratio it's in.
Yeah.
So what's the point of saying if you take that out, it wouldn't work? Because it does have that, which means it works.
Yeah.
So you could say that for Toy Story. If you take out Woody, it doesn't work. But Woody's in it, so it does work. So I mean, Winslow, you're completely right there, mate.
BFI thing with Robert Eggers and Mark Jenkin. Mark Jenkin actually said something quite interesting as well that I'll bring up about The Lighthouse. He said that the film is just kind of a mood, an atmosphere.
It is.
And
there's no story really.
No, that there isn't. There is no clear-cut plot. It's
definitely.
The characters. The character of Winslow is in there just kind of to get by. And I think I don't want to mention any spoilers here because I know some people haven't watched it.
No,
we'll move on. Winslow says something else he gets. Beautiful cinematography, incredible performances. Super
I agree.
What Eggers does in the future. So am I.
Who isn't? I'm looking forward to another great horror movie.
A Nosferatu remake.
It's the same with with the guy who did Midsummer and Hereditary. Is it
Ari Aster?
Ari Aster, I'm looking forward to see what they do next as well. A24 were just flipping unreal in terms of their quality they put out on every movie.
What the hell am I watching was basically my reaction. I do admit it looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was just mental, wasn't it? It was mental.
Winslow again, he said, I also love they shot on location on an island with natural weather. That's great. I'm sure we're able to discover that in the special features as well. They're probably like a featurette or something. But
what is this? Does this come with special features? Deleted scenes, The Lighthouse, A Dark and Stormy Tale. Doesn't mention the making of, but I
also think because the Blu-ray comes with the commentary from Robert Eggers, so I think it'd be quite fascinating to watch it with the commentary, see what he says.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Got James who puts, they made us watch Walkabout in school, confused me then, but wonder if I'd like it today. Well, many people consider it a modern masterpiece. Masterpiece is not the word I'd use to describe that film. I thought it was just... it was bizarre, but that isn't why I didn't like the film. It was just because it just felt like I didn't understand what the filmmaker was trying to say. Which I know we were on about, how people want clear-cut answers, and I just think that it should have really, in The Lighthouse, we can think about what the filmmaker is trying to say. Walkabout, maybe not so much. Maybe I'll watch it again, but I'll probably watch it again with Jake actually because he loves the film. So maybe if I watch it with someone who really likes the film, I might, personally like it more. Got Winslow. I personally would have given this cinematography Oscar over Roger Deakins.
Yeah, I agree. 1917 was a great looking film, but I think The Lighthouse looked more unique. But I still can't, deny Roger Deakins' cinematography in 1917 was breathtaking. But I think as a whole, The Lighthouse definitely looked better. The shots were just. I mean, I've got my background on my iPad. It's a shot from The Lighthouse. Just the shots were just. Every single shot was Like Portrait of a Lady on Fire could go on your wall.
Definitely. We've got Winslow. He's put the farts were written in the script.
They were funny. That was I did actually laugh in the cinema. It was really funny, those scenes. So mature, yet actually quite funny.
The final few months of 2019 was incredible.
Yeah,
I agree. When I was halfway through 2019, nothing great was actually released. I was kind of.
I think my favorite movie was Green Book. I mean, that kind of showed really. It was quite a generic year. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came, and I was like, that was living great.
Yeah.
But then there was nothing really until sort of after the summer holidays. And after the summer holidays, we were just bombarded with, great movies.
Netflix releases, Irishman, Marriage Story, The Two Popes.
Yeah, and even The King and
The King was pretty good actually.
And the one with I can't remember what his name. Anyway, there was another good one. But there were so many good Netflix releases this year. That with Murphy. That was great as well. So this year's Netflix releases, we've had Uncut Gems. I mean, that wasn't a Netflix film.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we've really had nothing that I've seen anyway. Pardon?
The Five Bloods we had from Netflix.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I'm not going to scream about it, but I think the third act was pretty bad. But that's my opinion. I wasn't a big fan of the Five Bloods, though. I've got to say.
We do have David Fincher's Mank coming out.
Mank, yes, and we've got a new film from the director of Synduc, New York. I can't remember his name. It's like
I don't think I've seen that.
He did Anomalisa. What's his name? I can't find it, but that's coming as well. So we've got. But this year's film lineup, I don't think it's been great. We've not really got that. I mean, I want to watch First Cow, the new A24 movie. I do. I'm interested in that.
It's meant to come out on July 10th. Hopefully,
and Saint Maud as well. Saint Maud. That looks really promising as well.
It looks interesting. Yeah, another A24 as well.
Yeah, A24. You can't go wrong.
Got Vinyl Clock Changed My Direction was similar when I watched Mother. Some people loved it, and I just don't know what I watched. Yep.
Mother's decent. I'm not going to scream about it.
I haven't seen it, but I do hear people hate it, love it. Castle of Hereditary. Many people. I love.
Yeah, same with Midsommar as well.
And I love both Hereditary and Midsommar. For me, 5 out of 5 films, which is crazy.
Not Midsommar. I think it's just the character decisions were what drove it down. But it's still it's one of the best looking films I've seen in a long time. Just like some other A24 movies. But the colours of Midsommar were just beautiful.
I just was speechless when I watched Midsommar for the first time.
I didn't see it in the cinema, which was a disappointment. But
same here, because obviously I think it was an 18, so I pre-ordered it.
I couldn't get in.
And as soon as it came, and on the evening that it arrived, I put it in, watched it, and was blown away. No,
it's a really good film. I love the soundtrack as well.
And it's similar as well with The Lighthouse. I had no idea what I just watched, and I had to watch it again, which I did, and I've seen it like 5 times now, 6 times. God, I just love it. And just seeing Nicholas down here, he says the end of Midsommar was so good. It was, and I don't know.
What was the ending again? I don't spoil it. I can't. Was it? Oh yeah, when she was smiling. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the ending was really clever. I thought that was a great.
And the way I see it is, it's almost like I heard this somewhere, not like an original thought or anything, but the film plays like a horror film, but in reverse. So at the beginning of the film, our character is in her lowest point. She's devastated, the lowest point ever, and at the end, she's at the happiest in the film because she's accepted. I think it's also interesting how she kind of embraces the Hauger as well, rather than the other characters kind of just exploiting it and just there just to kind of dissect it and
she was, I think, the only one at the Midsummer Festival who actually cared for their culture and she really took an interest. But the other people really were only there to study, But I think another thing the filming that was really cool was, I think in the starting credits, it literally just played out the whole movie. In that the sort of we were shown like a canvas, and the canvas we saw literally was just the whole film. which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool. I think the score at the end.
Oh yeah, the
I'm
music.
just going to mention one word, which is fire. I don't know if that can say anything,
Yeah.
but then you got the fire. It's just I don't
And
really know what I watched, but it was. I've only seen it once, so I need
yeah.
to watch that
Oh,
again.
you need to watch it again, Blu View. I just
Yeah, I will be watching that
Yeah, but on
again
Blu-ray.
very soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for like £10 HMV when it's on
Mm.
discount. I mean, I think it's in 2 for 12. So if anyone's watching and you've not seen it, it's in the 2 for 12 HMV. Pick it up. That's a really good price for an
And it
A24 release.
also
So
comes with the director's cut. Now,
yeah,
personally,
I watched the director's cut. I'll watch the theatrical cut. What's
yeah,
better? What one would you
theatrical
recommend?
for me. I watched theatrical first, and
Theatrical.
then I watched the director's. Well, I watched the theatrical. I was blown away. So then I thought, well, I'm gonna have to watch the theatrical again because the director's going to be different. So I think it was the third or fourth time I watched the director's cut, and it wasn't as good because it's longer. So the pacing isn't there. It's not as smooth as the theatrical.
Okay, I'll watch the theatrical cut next time. Watch that this weekend. I mean, I'm finishing for school tomorrow, so and on Sunday I'm home alone, so I'll be watching 3 films. So that would be cool.
That's good. Yeah. And I was just going to say another thing about kind of like a stylish style for Astor is that when he ends his films, kind of a joyful song plays. I love that.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, the ending was just sad yet happy ending. I thought it
love
was
that
just
song that plays at the end, and it's kind of just. It also helps the film cement in you because what you just watched is horrific and horrible, and truly some horrible things happen in the film that actually.
I mean,
I had to look away at some point.
No, yeah, I mean, with horror, for the most part, I'm not a huge horror fan, and I'm not that, I don't really get scared by. For example, The Conjuring, I was laughing for most of it, so that kind of shows I'm not really scared by horror movies. I don't want to sound like an arrogant idiot, but I don't really get scared. But Midsummer, there were some truly disturbing moments. I mean, I'm not going to say it, I won't see what happens, but some weird stuff happens in this film. And towards the end, it is just absolutely mental. It is mental. I think The Lighthouse is great, but I wasn't scared of The Lighthouse. But Midsummer is a freaky movie. It really is.
For a very long time, that was my favorite film of 2019. For a very long time, it kind of.
I mean, I can see
one, and then Parasite came along, and then it kind of. But then Parasite's #1 now. But
Yeah.
But anyway, we could talk about Midsummer and Astor.
And Ari Aster video.
Love the songs that he both chooses for both Hereditary and Midsummer. It just cements it in after you just watch.
No, it does. Yeah.
Anyway, where are we? Is it Nicholas who put everything else before then was quite good, but nowhere near as good. Yeah, we saw that. Then it was. There is a documentary on the HMV exclusive.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's The Lighthouse, of Dark and Stormy Tale. I'm guessing.
Him farting is asserting his dominance over Winslow. Yeah, that there's a point to that. Then, yeah. Not only
you could see it that way. Personally, when I watched it, I just saw it as a cheeky fart. But I mean,
what are your thoughts on Marriage Story? I personally loved it. I'll go. Yeah. Personally, for me, I think the screenplay is close to perfect. Only because really, when you've got a film about a married couple divorcing, you could either take the side of the father or the mother because there's a kid in the film. But the screenplay balances them perfectly that you can't really take a side. It's a very neutral view of the divorce, which I thought was great because I've seen it twice and I just kept on debating, who would I go with? And it's just, you can't pick a side. You can't pick a side because also, and the reasons why they're splitting up are so real and so kind of realistic, nothing like, oh, he beats her. Because then what are you going to weigh out with her? And it's complicated. It isn't black and white. There's, on both sides, things have gone wrong. And then if you're going to talk about Marriage Story, you've got to talk about the acting. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Of course, that classic argument scene was all around Twitter.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic. Phenomenal. Great film. Can't wait to get it on Criterion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the Criterion point. I can't wait to get the Criterion. I've heard a lot of people saying, it's on Netflix, so what's the point of getting the Criterion? But I need the criteria in this
I've got
film.
Roma on Criterion. It's great.
I think the one thing that really, it wasn't a flaw of the film, but took away from me loving the film was that the fact I'm 16. I've not obviously been through a marriage. I've never loved anyone. So I think the movie deals with sort of points that are sort of, I guess, they're pointed at adults. Obviously, the theme of divorce, the theme of love. And I think as much as I appreciated the cinematography, the script, the acting from Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson was phenomenal. I mean, Adam Driver is quickly becoming one of my favorite working actors now.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the fact that I've never been through anything like this. I've never seen really anyone go through any of this. Never seen anyone go through anything like this. So I think that kind of takes away from me finding it really personal, and that made me a bit like I've never experienced anything like that. I've never seen anyone experience anything like that. So I didn't find it as powerful, but it's still a really, really good film. And Noah Baumbach smash out of the park. I mean, that man is. I mean, Squid and the Whale, While We're Young, the Mezowitz stories. I hope I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. But he is such a great film director, and it was such a weird film to release on Netflix since it was so high above the sort of Netflix's quality.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it didn't win the screenplay Oscar because it deserved it. It deserved it. The screenplay was perfect. The screenplay was something special. It really was.
I think James will agree with you there. He says he adored Marriage Story.
Yeah.
He also says that he knows Blu View loves Joker, but I think Adam Driver should have won Best Actor. Personally,
I personally think Joaquin. I think Joaquin was just phenomenal, and I can see why you would flaw Joker. Yes, it's so similar to Taxi Driver. Personally, it's my favorite film last year.
Yeah,
I'm a DC fanboy, so that's kind of why. But I think Joker. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Joker, but I think Joaquin's performance was just. It was just. I couldn't get over it for weeks after.
Twice, so yeah, I have to see it again.
I mean, I watched it again a few days ago, and I just can never get over from Joaquin's dancing to his sort of weird laugh. I mean, the Joker laugh in this film was one of the best laughs we've ever had. Yeah. And at the ending, when he's sort of dancing on the car, and with the score, it's just you don't really get much better than that, really. And I really hope a sequel isn't made for Joker. I hope it's just a standalone film.
Well, I really hope they don't plunk out a sequel.
It is just. I just love Joker so much.
Cool. It's so much better as just a standalone film.
Yeah, I can't believe Todd Phillips really made that. Really, I mean, with on the back of the Hangover trilogy and War Dogs, really nothing. Well, I do enjoy War Dogs. I don't like the Hangover trilogy, but I think he just takes a deep dive and goes and makes Joker. It's really weird, but it's just again not comparing my favorite film from last year.
So good, and very rarely do I get speechless from a film, but when that film ended, I was speechless. Like the definition, I could not speak. I just looked at all my friends we were watching it with, and I just sat in my chair. Remove that song.
I don't know if I like it more than The Dark Knight. It's between those two, my favorite DC film now. But I mean, I didn't think it. I mean, when I saw the first trailer, I was pretty much blown away by it. But the film.
I don't know if it's the same with you, Blu View, but that second and final trailer they released, I watched that almost every day in the lead up to
the first trailer I watched like every day. I remember walking to the cinema. I couldn't hold my emotions in. I was literally just running. I just couldn't wait to see it. Yeah, and it didn't disappoint. It's great, and the soundtrack was awesome.
When you've got a film like that where it's got a phenomenal trailer. Because you just don't want a trailer like Suicide Squad, where it's great trailer, terrible film because you're disappointed. You got a phenomenal trailer, and then you go in and you watch an even more phenomenal film. It's just, and then you've got even the little things like the poster. And I would even say that to Mission Impossible Fallout. That movie, I love that film, and I love the trailer.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Anticipating the film, and then I've got that on Steelbook, and it's just beautiful. I'm getting off topic, but. I do
Joker.
Like Impossible and Joker, though.
Fallout was my favorite Mission Impossible film and one of my favorite action movies. It is.
I do not know how they got that for the next Mission Impossible films.
I want them to leave it really, but we'll have to wait and see. We never know. I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's
interesting. They're bringing back the old cast from the first Mission Impossible.
Oh, that'd be cool. Anyway,
we've got Ice Waller Boys. Come hey, I'm new here, so if you guys see my name in the comments, remember it's me. Well, welcome. Thank you for subscribing.
Hello, I swallowed boys. Oh, flipping heck.
Okay.
Oh, I nearly said that. I nearly said that.
Wow. Who is that? I'm blocked, actually. Wow.
I saw it and it looked weird, but like, I said it.
I don't know
I'm
why
not.
you have such a weird name, and then that's an
Well, no,
I'm taking that off.
it's meant. No, it's meant to be one of those ones you say, and then it's like,
Yeah, I've had
it
that
sounds
many
weird.
times on the. I've had it
Amadeus.
on the stream. Who is that? Do I know? Do I know you?
It's probably one of your friends messing around, probably.
Yeah, if that. God. Anyway, back to Nicholas. He says, "Have any of you seen Amadeus?"
Amadeus. No, I've not seen that. I
That's the
need
one
to
about-
watch that one.
Is that Mozart?
Yeah, it's all about Mozart. The soundtrack's phenomenal, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that interested really. I've
Hmm.
studied Mozart for 5 years at music GCSE, and I'm just done in with the guy. But yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'll give it a go one day.
I've never seen it, but I do enjoy.
The soundtrack's good. The soundtrack's
Yeah.
really good.
I enjoy the music of Mozart. We've got Winslow says top 3 directors of all time. Do you want to go first? Or
I mean, if I mean, there are so many. I think there are so many directors now that like Robert Eggers who are probably gonna be in that once they've released all their movies. But if we're looking at directors with like full filmography, it's quite basic, really. My top 3 is probably like Tarantino, Scorsese, and Nolan.
Mm.
But I had touched upon like Damien Chazelle, Villeneuve as well. They're 2 of my other favorites.
Yeah.
Probably George Lucas, just for the fact that he's released like 4 of my favorite films ever in the originals and Revenge of the Sith. Apart from that, I mean, I do love Spielberg, but again, his movies for me are just a bit soulless sometimes. I mean, apart from a few like Schindler's List, his movies are a bit just sort of, they're quite formulaic. But yeah, those are my 3 favorites.
And yeah, same for me. I'm trying to just expand my knowledge on film, so I can make my top 3 directions slightly more.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I'd love to get like Akira Kurosawa in there, but I've not watched enough of his films.
Yeah, so I'd like to include some foreign people in there as well.
Yeah, that's something I believe completely.
So when you're telling people who my favorite directors are, they can just go, "Oh, who's that guy?" But my favorite.
I don't like saying Scorsese and stuff. It's just a bit basic, isn't it?
For me, it's Kubrick. He's number 1. Stanley Kubrick. Number 1. I could talk about that guy for hours and hours.
Yeah, he is something special.
I think Scorsese is up there. He's my favorite. And again, generic choices, but I'm trying to expand on the filmmakers that
we are only like we're still teenagers. Yeah, so I mean, we're not going to have seen every film ever, are we?
We're trying our best though.
Yeah. I mean, I've not got much time really. I think we're both, busy at school, so it is quite hard. I mean, I've only really got into film in the past 4 years, so I don't know if it's the same for you. It's quite hard, watch all these different films. But I think this summer I'm going to watch like 2 films a day. So
it can get very overwhelming. And last month in June, I set myself a goal. Many of you may think this is sad, or you may think this is a challenge. I wanted to watch at least 2 films a day. Because
I just can't do it.
I actually time to do it. I watched 77 films in June.
My gosh, I've probably watched about 15.
Yeah,
I'm just so busy with school, and after school I'm so tired. So whenever I watch a film, I can't pay attention to it. I'm so tired.
I was in year 11, so I've got no schoolwork, no nothing.
I'm in year 12, so I'm still working for A levels next year, so I don't really get a break. But like my cousin, and my cousins actually had just 3 months of doing really absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So I've just been making use of that time for myself by watching films,
definitely,
by writing my screenplay, by doing all this stuff. But then my third, I've got Kubrick, Martin Scorsese, Federico Fellini. Fellini. And then just general filmmakers that you said that I just love to watch. That'll be their opening day. Ari Aster.
Amazing, only 2 films, and favorites. That's saying something, I guess.
Definitely. Denis Villeneuve, David David Fincher is becoming a new favorite of mine. Billy Wilder.
I think
Again,
Francis. Oh yeah, Fincher and Francis Ford Coppola as well has
yeah,
to be up there.
Coppola, who else?
I mean, I feel bad for not really including any female directors in there, but
Yeah, again, that's a big shame. I don't
you know,
on my
maybe Gerwig, maybe Greta Gerwig is in there
yeah.
because Lady Bird I loved, and Little Women I loved, but they're not at the level of me absolutely adoring them. Like for example, like The Lighthouse or something like that. But I still love both those movies. But she is probably my favorite female director at the moment. She is really good. She's really good.
In my because I will be missing out directors here. In my Letterboxd bio, I do have all my favorite directors, and the top 3 are kind of ranked in a sense. And I'm ashamed to say that there's no female directors in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think as Hollywood goes more in the direction of really making more female directors movies mainstream, but as it stands, there really just aren't many films that appeal to me that are made by directors. But again, I don't care male or female. If it's a good film, I'll say it's a good film.
We've got Winslow. He says Kubrick. Same for me. Paul Thomas Anderson. I need to watch more of his work.
Paul Thomas Anderson. I need to watch more.
Yeah. And Freddie's here. Welcome, Freddie. That's great to have you on the stream. Hopefully, you're still watching. We'll be concluding soon because we've been going on for quite a while. But Nicholas is just saying, once I head off to college, I'll never be able to watch as many films as I do now. Yeah, that'd be a shame.
Yeah, definitely.
But when I head off to college, because I think college in America is university, so when I go off to college in the UK, I will. It's only a 3-day week, so I will have chance to at least squeeze in a couple more films than I would have on like a normal school day, which is 5 days. So, but I will be busy with work and my short film. So, yeah, we've got James. Says you both deserve a lot more credit for your film knowledge, in my opinion. Thank you, James.
Thank you, James. I'm sure you know a lot as well, James.
Yeah, we've got Winslow. What are your thoughts on Edgar Wright, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim?
I love Edgar Wright. I'm looking forward to Last Night in Soho. I don't know when that's getting released, but I love the Cornetto trilogy. I love those.
Love Hot Fuzz. Love Hot Fuzz.
I've not seen Scott Pilgrim. I need to see that. Baby Driver again. I love Baby Driver. I remember my dad wasn't too keen on it. Then I went to go and watch it just on Blu-ray, and I was blown away. It's one of the best soundtracks ever, and I love how the music sort of complemented the movie. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
And Slowgall and Lee James, such good chemistry as well between those two.
And Next Gen Film has joined. Welcome, Next Gen Film. I don't know how long you've been watching for.
Yeah, it is a long stream. It is a long stream. I don't.
Great to have you back.
Got nothing to do. So.
Yeah. But it is great to have you back, Next Gen Film, on the stream.
Hello, Next Gen Film.
You did join a couple of weeks ago.
What time do you want to end, by the way? What time? I'm not.
We'll be concluding around about now. We usually go. Yeah. See, Winslow asks, celebrity crushes.
That's a hard question.
For me, Florence Pugh.
She is.
Especially in Little Women. But
I don't know.
I don't have a list in my mind.
I don't like list.
If someone asks me my favorite director, I've got like a list in my mind. But celebrity crushes.
No,
there's nothing I carry with
me. Who would be there? I don't really know. I can't. I mean, I guess we're not just actresses.
There's someone.
I don't know. There's this one YouTuber. I can't remember her name. She's like this Latina YouTuber. Not Lele Pons. Like one of Lele Pons' friends. But she's not a celebrity. But in terms of, I mean, Florence Pugh is very pretty. I don't know though. I don't know. I don't like sound weird, so I'm just not going to say anything.
Yeah, I would.
And the Armaz, yeah.
I would agree there as well. I can't wait to see her in No Time to Die. She looks great in that film.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, she is.
So
Nicholas has a bit of a crush there.
We've just gotten to the end of all the comments. So yeah, if anyone wants to say anything else, usually I like to tell people, the next kind of videos are going to be putting up, but to be honest, I have no idea. I've got no plans.
Same here. Yeah,
it's hard. There's no new films. I don't want to just buy more Blu-rays because
it's money, isn't
it?
Money. Unless you want to give us loads of money, I can't do it.
But yeah, I'll try and think of something, but probably no new uploads this week. If anyone's got any suggestions, you're more than welcome to put them in now.
I'm starting my new YouTube review series, so that will
Oh
be
yeah,
this
what are you going to be
weekend.
reviewing? If you can tell us.
Well, I said I was starting like 2-3 months ago. Like, I mean, I'm going to select it on the day I film it, so I'm going to look at all the comments, run the number generator, select a film, watch it, review, do it over and over
I see
again.
now, yeah,
It's quite basic, but I do want to start some new series
that's good.
this summer. Obviously, to add more variation rather than just doing Blu-ray hunts, Blu-ray hauls, movie reviews.
Yeah, true.
Add a bit more variation to the channel. I think that's always, you can't really go wrong with that, can you?
Yeah, but definitely on July 10th, there's a lot of film releases. So I'll be reviewing Greyhound, the Tom Hanks film.
What will that be on? Will that be on?
That's Apple TV Plus.
Will that be free, or will that be included with it?
Technically, if you get the free trial. So
I'll get the free trial and watch that. I mean, it doesn't look very good, but I'll give it a go.
CGI and it doesn't look particularly good, but it's
I don't think it's that high budget. I don't know.
No,
I'm not
sure.
sure.
It's the biggest film, and I've got it a year of it for free because I got a new iPhone. So no, a new iPad. Sorry,
really?
new iPad.
That's cool. That's cool.
So I got a free year of it, which is nice.
Can't really go wrong with that, can you?
I don't know how long this free trial is, but if it's a month, and I think Apple are quite tight on their free trial, so I think it's actually If it's a month, I highly recommend the show Servant. It's
M. Night Shyamalan, isn't it?
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
It's phenomenal.
No, I'm not sure you did.
Well, it's 10 episodes. They're all 30 minutes long, and it isn't like a sitcom type thing because usually sitcoms are like 30 minutes long. But it's a drama thriller type show, and it's phenomenal. Filmmaking is just off the charts, masterful. In definitely the first and 9th episode, both done by Shyamalan. So yeah, there's my little thing.
I'll check that out.
Edgar Wright's films are so stylish. Some say not enough substance, but films are art, and his are so cool.
Yeah, they are cool. They are so stylish as films, so unique. They really are. I agree with that. I agree with you, Winslow.
Is just suggesting I'd like at least Tabasco says a video filmmaker.
A lot to put in that video. A lot to put in there.
I would only do that if I've seen every Scorsese film, which I haven't.
I've not seen all of them. I've not even seen all the ones I own. So
same here.
I need to see. I want to watch. I've not seen Shutter Island. I've not seen The Color of Money, Last Temptation of Christ, Gangs of New York. Those are the only real ones. I've seen Gangs of New York. Sorry, but I've still not seen so many.
Even though I'm a massive fan of his, just because I like to work my way through directors' filmographies. I don't want to rush them. I don't want to go and do a marathon because it's nice to discover not necessarily new films, but new films to me done by a favorite director that I haven't yet seen. So I'd probably do that when his next film comes out, just to be a bit more topical, and hopefully by then I've seen all of his films anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, kind of just put that suggestion down, James, but I'll try and think of something.
Good suggestion, though, James.
Yeah, it'll definitely happen, and hopefully, if West Side Story gets its December release, I will do a Spielberg ranking. If I've seen it,
I'm not too excited for that, really, but we'll have to see.
Nor am I, but it's just I'd like to talk about Spielberg.
Yeah, it's Spielberg, so I mean, why not?
But I don't like the original West Side Story, and I don't see why it's getting.
Yeah, I've seen half of it, and I've not really. I don't
like it.
Wasn't that interested in it, so yeah. I wish you would do like another thriller or something.
Yeah, we've been almost streaming for an hour and 20 minutes, which is crazy. We've taken up a lot of time, but anyway, thank you so much for everyone who has watched the whole thing. That's insane. Thank you for everyone who's watching the playback, if you are. I think I'm going to conclude it here. Oh, we've just got one last question or suggestion thing. You guys could make a collaboration series where you give each of the films you love.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm
doing that with Jamie Powell at the moment, but yeah, definitely. I think why not? There's so many films I probably would recommend. So I mean, why not? I guess.
Well, yeah, we could discuss that.
Definitely, yeah.
Whiplash getting a 4K release.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that will be mine, definitely.
Yeah. And then the live stream has been so much fun. I'm loving the content from you, both your channels. Keep it up. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much, Nicholas. That's
Thank
great.
you, Nicholas. Means a lot, buddy.
Yeah. And we were kind of,
Legend.
I was talking to Blu View before we started the stream, thinking, kind of suggesting, how about, if you're still watching, Nicholas, me, Blu View, and you all do a stream together? I just
That'd
think
be really cool.
that's,
That'd be
and
really cool.
it's only been, you know, 2 people, but if the 3 of us were on there, I think that'd be quite cool.
Is that? Are you able to do that? 3 people?
Yeah, you can have
That's
up to
so
10
cool.
people. Up to 10 people can be on here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That could be really cool.
Yeah, so
Really
if you're
cool.
up for it,
I hope you're up for that, Nicholas.
that'd be great. Yeah, so that is that.
That's
Oh man, that'd be incredible. I'd love to do that. That's fantastic. I'm glad everyone's enjoying the live streams. Right.
Yeah, we would love to do that too.
Anyway,
I'm sure.
Thank you for watching, and of course, I will see you again, and Blu View will see you again in our next videos.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.